What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, and I hope that you're feeling great on this MLK Day. Shout out to Dr. King and happy birthday. His birthday, I believe, is January the 15th. But anyway, we celebrate his day on the 19th every year, and it's such an honor. So shout out to Dr. King and everything that he represented and everything that he fought for. So let's go ahead and get down to business. And the first thing I want to talk about is this situation that's going down with Don Lemon. We know that it's been an absolute mess out there in Minneapolis. A lot of protests are going down with ICE showing up and taking people. We know that there was a woman that was unfortunately knocked off. Respectfully, I say that respectfully, by the name of Renee Good, I believe her name was, and she was gunned down by ICE. And so it's just a lot of things that are going down. Now, there was a protest that went down, I believe, on yesterday, and Don Lemon was on the ground doing his journalism or whatever, and they went into a church. Now, the reason why they went into the church and disrupted the service is based off of the fact that they're saying that the pastor is actually working for ICE. Now, his name is David Easterwood, and there's mixed emotions on both sides as it pertains to this issue. A lot of people felt like the protesters was wrong for going up inside the church and disturbing the church service and people that were inside trying to worship and fellowship God. And then there's other people like, nah, this dude is working for ICE. How can you claim to be a Christian and preach to your congregation all the things about Christianity, about being a good human being and being a great person, but at the end of the day, you're out here working for ICE and you're partly responsible for all the chaos that's going down in Minneapolis right now. So what I'm going to do right now is play you some clips of Don Lemon talking to the pastor, and then a couple of more clips will follow that, and then I'll be back.
Show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual. So that's what we're about to go do right now. The Tracy, you want to get your house in order? That is correct. The director of ICE. You're interviewing.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Don't shoot! 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 Hey, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment. Exactly. Say your name. Say your name. Renee Good.
Demanding justice for Renee Good and letting them know that this will not stand. They cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon our community and who Renee Good, who almost 6-month-old baby. Enough is enough. I am a reverend on top of being a lawyer and an activist. So I come here in the power of the Almighty God.
Renee Good.
We have a duty to support one
all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out now. Out now. Living real real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie, and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not? Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity? You claim to be a Christian, act like one.
This is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
no
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you guys just saw and witnessed all of that. I know it was pretty long, but hey, it needed to be played, right? So you guys could get the gist of what went down on yesterday. Now, this is the thing about this particular situation. Nicki Minaj actually chimed in once she saw the footage of Don and other people invading the church and protesting. And this is what she had to say about Don. She said, Don knob polishing Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. Now, I'm pretty sure that you guys saw that I made an adjustment as it pertains to what Nicki actually said about Don in that first line. I decided to skip over that because this is a dignified platform. But anyway, the banter between the two of them goes back to when Don started to criticize Nicki for going to the Turning Point USA event and chilling with Erica Kirk or whatever, and the sudden switch up had a lot of people puzzled and a lot of people confused. So what I want to do is be fair here and play you what Don had to say about Nicki, all right?
Nicki Minaj has trafficked in some conspiracy theories, you guys. I don't know if you remember around COVID, primarily like social media posts and public statements. There was one that was really notable about the claims that she shared during COVID about her cousin's COVID-19 vaccination, alleged swollen test. And just that was in 2021, just all kinds of things. So it's Nicki Minaj being Nicki Minaj, except this time Nicki Minaj, she has people scratching their head because this was at a Turning Point USA conference. I think it's called AmFest. And she showed up, not only showed up, but with Charlie Kirk's widow hand in hand. Do we need to go into what Charlie Kirk said about black women? And Nicki Minaj is a black woman. She's a woman of color, about not having brain processing power. So maybe Nicki Minaj, according to Charlie Kirk, does not have the brain processing power to figure out what she's doing. Look, you can be a conservative. You can be whatever you want. But, I believe a grift is a grift is a grift. And I don't know what there are folks online who are saying maybe this has to do with that she's in financial straits. I don't know that. That's what the streets are saying. That's what the internet is saying. I don't know that to be true, but that's what they're saying. There's also saying there's someone in her family possibly that she wants pardoned or exonerated or something changed. I just remember, we'll talk about her husband and all of that because Gavin Newsom, I think, took care of all of that.
All right, so you guys just saw what Don had to say about Nicki when Nicki first joined forces with MAGA. And so, of course, that prompted the response that Don Lemon got on X from Nicki last night. Now, this is just my opinion about the situation. I'm not going to go too deep or whatever, but I will say something to me just gives off this thing being staged. I mean, it just looked weird to me. Something is off here. Now, I want to say this. I don't want to come across as being insensitive because I do believe that there's real situations that are going down right now in Minneapolis and across the world as it pertains to ICE. I don't want it to sound like that I don't don't believe what happened to Renee Good happened, because I do. I'm talking about the videos from the church protests. It just seems like there could have been some paid agitators there, some paid protesters there. It just seems to me like the church was filled with a bunch of movie extras. That's what I'm getting from it. And then the pastor, who's supposed to be down with ICE, supposed to be helping ICE and things like that, he came across really fake. I mean, it just, I don't know. This is what I got from the video. You know, I could be completely wrong and completely off in that regard. And another question that I have is, why does it seem to me, at least, that Minneapolis is the hub for a whole bunch of chaos when it comes to racial issues? I mean, it's just always something going down there. Why is Minneapolis the hub for that? It just seems like they're picked for some reason. Like, is this a stage? Is this for sheer entertainment? You know, like, I'm just starting to ask questions. That's it. That's all. Not being insensitive to the people that are being ripped away from their families. And again, let me reiterate that I'm not questioning the validity of people who have unfortunately lost their lives, but it's just something about this protest within that church that doesn't sit right with me. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.
Tough News TV. We out.